All right, hey guys. I think I'm live. I don't know if I'm on the right page or not because things have gone weird from my camera. But I am live. Let me know if you're here. Can you see me now? And then I'm just gonna verify I've got some audio working.
Donald Trump in or
All right, hey Stuart, how you doing, man? Um, as usual, I'm having technical difficulties, but I think I'm halfway straight here until my camera decides to malfunction again, which I think it just did. Hey, how you doing, Chris? Hey, you gonna make it up to Reelfoot Lake this winter? You doing some, or have you already made it up? You doing some duck hunting? Anyway, hey guys, so I was having a little technical difficulty, but I think I'm working now. Can you hear me? That's the big question. Stuart, can you hear me, buddy? Tell me you can hear me. Don't make me do it the hard way. How things are better than they have been, Chris. All right, hey. I knew it was around that time of year that you made it down there, Chris, or made it up this way. But man, one of these years I'm gonna have to catch up with you when you get back up this way. So I'm only about a 2-hour drive from Reelfoot now, so I'd like to catch up with you sometime, man. Get to say hello, get some autographs, you know. So, but so anyway, hey SK, hey, how you doing, buddy? How's life treating you? Thanks for stopping in, guys. So anyway, I was just doing a little live check-in. I haven't been on in a while, and thought I'd check in, just kind of see what was shaking, what everybody's got planned for this year. So I'm just gonna do a little intro here, and then we'll do some chatting. Thanks again for joining. Let's see, we got and my camera frazzled out again. Guys, I'm telling you what, if you ever try, I know you guys do live streaming probably way better than I do, but I'm having trouble with my camera here. Keeps shutting itself down. Hold please. Oh man, sorry to hear that, Chris. I will watch the video. You've got my you've got my attention now, man. But hope everything's well, or at least as well as it can be under the circumstances. Hey, I got to reset my camera here again. Let me uh, let me try this again, fellas. Pardon my. Come on. All right, we're back to video. And I've got to reset the stream. Hey Kyle, how you doing? Yeah, I'm having some camera issues, guys, so I might just have to audio this if nothing else, because this thing is killing me. Uh, no, I am not. I'm green, but my camera is acting weird. So bear with me, guys. I'm gonna see if I can reset this without killing the stream. I'm not going to Tinley Park, Kyle. Kyle Hayden asked if I'm uh, going to Tinley Park. No, I've got two more shows in me this fishing show season, and then I'm done. I think, unless unless Dallas happens to, I don't know. Dallas is a haul, so that would be a feat for me, but we'll see. Let me try to reset this camera right quick, guys. Plus, bear with me. Okay. Okay. Almost there, guys. Give me a second. Da, 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 da. 50 screen. Okay. Hey, I think I'm I think I'm back on camera again. Anyway, so well gosh guys, you're telling me all kinds of stuff here. I'm trying to keep up. So Kyle, no, I'm not going to Tinley Park. Chris, I'm gonna catch up with you, see what's going on, man. And asleep at the Rio, Chris. You are green. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. Hold on. One more time. My camera keeps glitching out on me, so we're gonna do it this way. Let me flip it. I got one more option here, and we'll do it the hard way. Uh, Video capture device. Okay. Okay. Do, do, do. One more little maneuver here, guys. All right. Can you see me now? All right. Camera keeps glitching on me, so I'm doing it on the laptop. So uh, this view's probably not as good as the other, but it is what it is. Anyway, uh, now there's two of me. I don't know. There's multiple personalities here, but there should be one just now. Um, so anyway, we got Todd Watson, we got Victor, we got Kyle, Mr. Ferris, SK, and Asleep at the Rio Fishing. Guys, if you haven't checked them out, you need to, because they've got a lot of great content on their channels, and they do good work. So you definitely need to go check them out. But anyway, I just wanted to do a check-in. We're gonna attempt this again and see what's going on. So here's my spiel. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining. So what are you planning for this year? What do we got in the works this year, guys? Myself, so like, depending on what part of the country you're in. So like, if you're south, you're probably still fishing, and will stay that way till it gets super hot anyway. And then here in little more northern climes where I'm at, we don't have hard water, so we could fish. Well, we sometimes we get hard water. It depends, but we can fish most of the year, but usually around you know New Year's or so, I kind of take a little break and get a couple, get restocked for the spring and kind of get all my ducks in a row as far as planning my trips and my out of town stuff. So it's kind of a planning time of year for me now. And then um, I recently have been asked to kind of get involved in doing some of the fishing shows. So been hanging out with the Brush Pile Jigs crew at some of their shows that they've been traveling to. So got to go to Collinsville, Illinois, which was really near my hometown, and then James McLaughlin. Hey, Darren here in KC. How you guys doing? And so went to the one in Collinsville. That was a big success. And then went up to Kansas City for their expo last weekend. It was a nice deal, but attendance was low. There was a football game going on, and uh, the weather was okay, but it just wasn't the greatest turnout on that one. But I was hoping some of my KC folks would show up, James McLaughlin, Darren, and company, but I didn't run into any of them. So uh, maybe next time. But anyway, so we're doing that, and then I got a couple more shows coming up. We've got this coming weekend in Marion, Illinois, which is really 10 miles from my house, which I never knew one of those existed until until about 3 weeks ago, and somebody asked me to come help. So I'm like, yeah, sure, it's right by my house. So um, I'm doing that one. That's this coming weekend, and that ought to be a good time. And then we got, of course, I'm going to miss out on the Grizzly Jig one because that's this weekend too. But gotta uh, the gas mileage looks a lot better going. Oh, I see how you are, Darren. You chose fishing over that, huh? I see. Okay, I guess that's all right though. But anyway, where was I? Um, yeah, so we got the Marion show coming up, and if you guys happen to be in this neck of the woods, Southern Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, come on out and hang out. I'm going to be working at the uh, Bluff City Outdoors booth that weekend and helping you guys get hooked up with all your gear for spring. So come on out, get yourself some brush pile jigs, and a shameless plug right there. And and then the following weekend they have a show in Columbus. Yeah, Columbus, Ohio, and never been to that one. So that I hear that one's a big show, and hopefully I'll run into some walleye gear there. I'm looking to spend some money. So um, so we got that going on, and what else we got? But that's about it. So like I say, I've been doing the show thing, and the show thing's really about networking. Um, I'm really trying to expand, trying to get the channel get the YouTube channel off of snooze mode because it had been for quite a while with the just all the stuff I had going on. We moved, and my truck was out of order, and couple of illnesses, several illnesses actually, and broken bones, and kids starting college, and kind of took a toll on the whole fishing and the channel and my spare time, if you will. So, because this is just a hobby for me, really. But um, everything's back in order at least at the moment till we have another hazard, and then we'll see what happens there. But like I say, I'm just trying to get the channel moving again, consistent content posted and get some new locations, new content. Got some stuff coming up here. This year is going to be different than my usual. So, but the shows are a good networking tool. I get to meet people. I've done some interviews and kind of dabbled a little bit in maybe like a podcasting thing, but I got to get better with my camera issue if I'm going to be serious about that. So, uh, but it's a learning thing too, kind of learning the business side of things with vendors and all that, and just kind of just networking, if you will. So, but it's a good time too. Get to meet a lot of cool people and um, new experiences. Never know what might pop up. So it's good stuff. Um, so what are we planning this year, guys? Victor, okay, James and or Darren, and I know what I know what. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that, Victor. Victor wants to go fishing on Crab Orchard, and we can definitely pull that off. And then Chris, I don't know. He said he's got something going on. I gotta check with them. SK, he's gonna be guiding. So if you ever get down, I think it's Houston Way, and looking for a crappie guide, you need to look up SK. He'll hook you up. He'll get you on some fish, and because sometimes when you're out of state, you just gotta get your fix, right? And let's see what else we got. So my plans this year, beyond the fishing stuff, is I've got a couple things coming up. So uh, let's see, where am I going this year? I've got a trip planned. This just popped up last week, actually. I'm going down to Pickwick Lake, and I think that's border between uh, Mississippi and Tennessee, if I recall. Uh, but I don't. I'm not sure which license I got to buy yet. SK Catfish. Other than that store, right, yeah. He's kind of like me then. I got to go to the store to catch him. All right, and Darren McLaughlin is headed to Mississippi week of March 25th through April 1st. Where are you fishing at down there, Darren? Uh, we're going to be at Pickwick that week, the first part of that week anyway. Uh, you're probably headed down to one of the big four, so that's usually the migration of us northern fishermen going down there this time of year. So, and then so yeah, we're doing Pickwick in March, last week of March. We're doing a couple days down there, and my buddy that I'm going with is he is a big cat fisherman. So part of the mission, besides crappie fishing down there, is we're going to go down at the tailwaters and see if we can't catch some skipjack. I understand that's kind of fun. So at least that's what I'm told. But if nothing else, I'll get some on camera, and that ought to be fun. But he calls them baby tarpon. Yep, big four. That's what I assumed. Yep. So yeah, so we're gonna do a couple days down there, and I'm not sure what the plan is for, because I'd never been down there, but I understand that lake is kind of famous for. You guys do a lot of side pulling, like pulling jigs to the side of the boat. Um, so I don't know if that's on the agenda, if we're doing something else. Excuse me, but I'll find that out when I get down there, I guess. But I don't think it's spider rigging, although I think the guy said he could do it either way. So spider rigging or pulling or casting. I don't know what the best approach is, but I reckon we'll find out. Um, and then I've got in April, we're going to be, and Darren, take notes on this one. April 12th through the 16th. So we're going to be fishing the 13th, 14th, 15th at Truman Lake. We're going to be staying in Warsaw somewhere. Guy's got he's got an Airbnb there we're staying at. But so middle of April we're doing Truman Lake, and then I'm going with conspiring with Mr. Ferris, who's on here, and Mr. Sharp, and we're gonna go do some crappie fishing at Kentucky Lake, and that is supposed to be a blast. So, and that's kind of a learning thing for me because Kentucky Lake now is since I moved is just like an hour and a half, so it's a day trip. Kind of like I used to go to Wren Lake from my old house, about an hour and a half away, and yeah, we could get down there, catch some slabs, and be home for dinner, right? So, but that's kind of a learning thing on that lake. Kind of get the lay of the land at least, get some ideas before I go down there and put my own boat on there. And then, of course, we're gonna be hitting real foot. And again, those might be day trips. I don't know yet. I still have to figure out a plan on that. Do some real foot, and then I'm planning on going back to Kentucky Lake for some bluegill and or shellcracker fishing in the summer or early summer, probably May May or June, one of the two. Excuse me, and see how that goes. Hey, I started this thing too late. uh, oh, let's see what Chris says. Asleep at the Rio fishing. If all goes well with this stuff on the 1st, I will be fishing Watts Bar for the ACC tournament April 29th. Then off to North Carolina for a couple of days, South Carolina, Hartwell, Alabama, and Mississippi on the way home. Man, that's a big trip, buddy. That is that's I'm my kind of luck. I'd get 2 of those in before something broke or uh, something like that. So I hope your luck's better than mine, man. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I know that ACC tournament was a lot of fun. I paid attention to that, and Hartwell. You're not going to get Santee Cooper in that mix, Chris, in South Carolina. There's some nice crappie in Lake Marion down there. I've caught a few. Went on a trip down there with a guy on a tri-tune, and it was a very nice deal. But probably have to sell a kid or a kidney. Yeah. I hear kidneys are a hot commodity right now, so you never know. Yeah, I know that's part of the whole planning thing too. Is like, man, how am I going to afford all this? So I'm not like you big time guys where I'm making money on YouTube or other sources. So I've got that regular job thing. So, but it is yeah, it's always a consideration how much can my bank account stand before I'm missing a payment here or there. Oh well, okay. But then let's see what else we got. Oh, and then one other thing that's on my agenda for this year, and this is summertime. I think it's July or August at Bull Shoals Lake in Arkansas. My buddy is wanting to start up a guide business there, and he's looking for some maybe a little promo deal. So we're gonna try to cook up like a promo video and do some fishing and get some footage for him set up and get it kind of give him a kickstart, if you will. So, but that ought to be fun. And I think if I remember right, it was a night fishing thing. Uh, Night fishing with spoons. I don't remember, but it ought to be interesting. Uh, yeah. Hey, Kyle. Too. I don't know if you caught my last video or not, but the uh, I had in mind that um, I was telling you one of the little local lakes here has supposedly the rumor is that it has uh, yellow perch in it. So we may. I'm gonna try to experiment, see if I can actually figure out how to catch them, and maybe you come down and maybe you can come down and we'll give that a swing sometime. So because I know that's sort of in your wheelhouse, the yellow perch and whatnot. It's not ice fishing, but it might be fun. So, but then let's see. Stuart says studying map of Reelfoot Lake and watching YouTube videos. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching those Navy Pier ones too, and you see them. They just catch them like as fast as they can drop their thing in the water. But I don't. Like I say, I never did it, so I have no clue. But I'll be studying some YouTube stuff myself to try to figure that out. But yeah, Stuart's ready to go back to Reelfoot. We had a good time down there, even though we had mechanical issues. Pretty much surrounding the whole thing. I gotta shut this camera up. It's bugging me. What are you doing, camera? Hush it up. All right, come on. Okay, it ought to be quiet now. So it's give me a hard time. So big duds. Yep. Yeah, so we'll try that, man. I'm curious to try to figure that out. And that lake that I'm talking about is like my favorite place on earth. That's the lake that was in that video. So we'll definitely have to get down there and take a peek. But what else did I have? Any other plans before I move on? Stuart's ready to go back to Reelfoot. I'm thinking May. I'm thinking May on Reelfoot. Maybe I haven't planned any vacation, Stuart, so it might be a Saturday or Sunday, or maybe a Saturday and Sunday or something like that. But have to have to see how things go. I gotta do some do a little checking in on my camper too. It probably needs a little work on a bearing before I start dragging it around the country again. So it didn't sound quite right when we pulled it into storage last time. All right, what else we got then? So, all right, let's see what else I got on my list here. Then I'll just keep talking. You guys start keep talking. Throw some stuff out there. Got questions? Throw something out there. Uh, so anyway, some like say some of the stuff we're doing this year, we're gonna be doing a little collaboration with the folks at Brush Pile Jigs. Uh, uh, they have been kind enough to let me hang out and hang out at the booth at their booths at the trade shows and do do some live streams from their booth and everything, and uh, so we're gonna try to do some stuff to collaborate some fishing trips with Lee and or Jennifer and company, and they have a staff pro at Truman that we're gonna try to get together with. So um, and feature the product, and I've been kind of featuring them in my newer videos anyway. So um, that's gonna be a lot of fun, and uh, they make a very good, very nice product. And you guys, if you don't have any in your arsenal, you need to get them. I know Stuart will attest to that. He's a fan as well. So uh, and I'm gonna get back to doing some trolling stuff this year because I with all the with all the issues I had last summer and everything. About the time I was thinking I'd be doing some trolling, my truck was indisposed. So, um, but there's a couple, at least a couple of lakes local here that have some potential for, oh, excuse me, either pulling crankbaits or pulling jigs or pulling crawler harnesses tipped with minnows. That's kind of fun. Um, and or maybe doing some power trolling, some power trolling. It was like using the fin spin stuff, or uh, pushing crankbaits, or of course spider rigging. Gonna do some spider rigging. Gonna go to Wren Lake, do some buckbrush fishing. Uh, that's probably more all local stuff. And or I might be going to taking that setup down to Kentucky Lake too. Uh, and once I get to know kind of what's there and what's where I should be doing it and where I shouldn't be doing it. So, but I like I say last year that kind of got away from me when the truck broke down. Well, it didn't break down; it kind of fell apart. But so I didn't have wheels to tow my boat around until really Thanksgiving, and so I had to lean on to some friends for to get out once in a while. So, but what else did I have? But yeah, definitely I'm getting back to the trolling thing and going to be doing a lot more playing around with that. I probably at the Kansas City Fishing Show, I probably bought 50 crawler harnesses for like the butterfly rigs for pulling minnows behind a boat. So that ought to be fun. And then veteran stuff. And of course I'm going to be doing events with some of the veterans organizations. So there's a tournament at Shelbyville Lake. Stuart, you got that on your calendar? I think it was May 6th. Um, for the Fallen Outdoors, and it's a tournament thing. And I'm not competitive, but if I can donate something, then by putting in an entry, then that's fine. So if it's going to a good cause, that's what I'm down for. And then also the AmVets Outdoors folks I'll be participating in probably their fall event, and or volunteering where appropriate, where they need me. So that's always a great time with that group. So, and it's kind of fulfilling, just a fulfilling thing to do too. Get to take a vet out fishing. Uh, I'm I'm down for that. So, and what else? You got that 6th on your calendar? Good deal, buddy. Okay. And so I do want to just mention a couple folks and I know a lot of you guys are already familiar with these, but my seven. Make sure you check out our friends. So it's my724outdoors.com, uh, Brush Pile Jigs, and of course I've got a Facebook page, Spider Rig and Everything, and you guys are on there. A bunch of you guys are on there too. So appreciate your support on that, and trying to get that spider rigging page going, kind of growing again too. It really took off when I about 6 months after I started it, about this time last year. It really took off, and it has gotten it's slowed down, and then you always anyone who runs a Facebook page knows you get multiple requests a day for people to join or participate in it, and turns out their intentions are not to talk about spider rigging. Their intentions are other things. So um, pretend news organizations and pretend this and pretend that, and it's all spammer hacker, promoting stuff that has nothing to do with the subject matter. So uh, I gotta weed through those, but yeah, they're starting to pick up a little more traffic over there. So uh, it's good conversation when there is a conversation going on. So, and of course, everybody's got their own opinions on product and stuff like that, but it's a good forum. So um, beyond that, what else we got? Time check. I can't even see my time on here. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:42 p.m.
9:42. So we've been on about 40 minutes, give or take some technical difficulties. So who else do I got? Who else is with me? I can't. Kyle. Well, I have Kyle, and so Kyle says, "Have you ever tried walleye sauger fishing?" The answer is yes, and um, there's a little lake here in Randolph County, Illinois, that's supposed to have sauger in it, and some guy named the fish fry guy told me about this, and it's supposed to have sauger in it, and I went and tried it, but I apparently didn't know what I was doing. I was pulling crankbaits, and I kept catching little crappie. So, uh, and that's kind of been my experience with really trying to catch walleye. Um, so I spent like 3 days down in. Have a friend that lives down in Oakdale. Where's Oakdale? You gotta enlighten me on that one, Kyle. Doesn't sound familiar. But then the other time I tried it, I went down to Bull Shoals, my buddy's place down there, and I was pulling. Perry County. Okay, so yeah, that's not too far from Randolph down there then. So, yep. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So you got a buddy down there. Yeah, the place is called it's Randolph County Lake, I think is what it's called. But uh, pretty little lake, but it's supposed to have some nice red ear and some sauger, and it's got a little bitty crappie in it. But the other time I tried walleye fishing was down at Bull Shoals, and I spent like 3 days down there, but it was kind of in and out of rain. It was super rainy that year, and it I caught more crappie than I did walleye trying to fish for them. I was pulling crankbaits, and I caught I did catch I caught 5 walleye total, and one of them was big enough to, above the size limit. Is like right at 18 inches. The rest of them were like 10 or 12. They were smaller ones. But what I what I but I did catch some really nice crappie. I actually caught my personal best crappie doing that. Pull on a crankbait. It was like 2.42 pounds, and I've got a picture of it floating around here somewhere. But the of course, and then doing that down there, I caught uh, I caught smallmouth bass. I caught spotted bass. I caught white bass. I didn't catch any largemouth whatsoever. But then crappie, and then I caught what do you call them? Those sunfish. They're very pretty, but around here they're usually really small. What do they call them? Pumpkin seed is a pumpkin seed. I caught this pumpkin seed. It's probably like 3/4 of a pound on a crankbait. It hit a crankbait. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I caught more of everything else than I did walleye, but it was still a lot of fun. And of course, I've changed boats and gear and everything since then, so I think I'm a little better equipped for it now, and I wouldn't be as timid about going out on the main lake as I was with my old boat. So uh, I've I've run into problems at Bull Shoals with my old boat and 6-foot waves. it wasn't very pretty, but I survived. But didn't sink the boat or nothing. But man, it was a hair raising ride for about a half a mile till I got around the corner. And what else we got then? Friends of NRA. Okay. Uh, so anybody else got anything to offer before I close this out? And like I say, anybody's in the Marion, Illinois area this weekend, stop by the. It's called the Southern Illinois Boat and Southern Illinois Boat and Fishing Show, and it starts this Friday, this coming Friday. Doors open at 3. They go 3 to 8 on Friday, 10 to 6 on Saturday, and I believe it's 10 to 3 on Sunday. The big four. I'll tell you who you need to ask for advice on there is uh, uh, Tim Howell. He's a guide down there, and he'll give you some tips. He's not going to tell you where to go, but I'm sure he'll give you some tips. But okay, yep, I will be there all weekend, buddy. Say hello to all my friends while you're down there. Tim's going to be down there too. So uh, Stuart was saying he's going to the Grizzly Jig show now. You know, kind of, I might kind of be shooting myself in the foot here, but to be honest, guys, yeah, sometimes if you're prepping for a trip or you're thinking about upgrading gear or something like that, you got all this different stuff online that you see, and you're like, man, I wonder what that's like if you could actually like look at it in person and actually touch it or pick up a rod and feel how it feels in your hand, because that's really a big seller to as far as rods goes. Because sometimes if you don't know what you're getting before you pull the trigger, you may not like the outcome, right? So um, a Grizzly Jig show coming up this weekend is a perfect place to uh, really gear up, especially if you're gearing up for like spider rigging or anything like that, because they have just everything imaginable as far as crappie fishing is concerned, and they're going to have pros throughout the building the entire weekend, helping you out, giving advice. So it is a really good place to go if you're looking to buy and you're not sure if you want to buy something online and not end up liking it, right? But in the same tone, uh, if you're in Marion, Illinois area, Bluff City Outdoors booth at the Southern Illinois Boat and Fishing Show will have pretty much the same thing going on, except they're going to have me there giving advice on crappie gear and stuff like that. So maybe a bit of a downgrade, but it's free to get in. It's free parking. They got entertainment. I think they got food trucks and stuff like that, and lots of RVs and boats to look at. So comparable setup, just not as star studded as what you're going to see down at Grizzly Jig. So, but um, their Bluff City is really heavy into the crappie stuff, and they carry almost every name brand imaginable as far as crappie rods are concerned, except for one that I'm not going to mention. Um, and I don't think that's intentional. It's just it never came up, but that's another story. But they got all your ACC stuff, your B&M, your B&M, your Outlaw, your Jenko. They got Denali rods. They got, I mean, pretty much every crappie rod you can think of, they have. So, favorite show thus far. So Kyle asked me what was the favorite show thus far, and we did so far it's just Collinsville and Kansas City. By far the one in Collinsville, because I mean it was packed, and the one in Kansas City was just a little underwhelming, but and it's a bigger venue, and but I mean Collinsville had a lot more going on. It was packed the entire weekend. There's every day when the doors open, there's 300 to 500 people waiting outside to get in, and it wasn't like that in Kansas City. But like I say, there was a football game. I get it. So, um, but we'll see what this weekend and next weekend holds. I understand that one in Columbus is a doozy. So um, we shall see. But then Dallas Fort Worth is in March. But again, I think that's a weekend that we're supposed to be on family vacation, which family vacation this year is going to be finishing home improvement projects. We've got just like it's really like trim work and stuff like that. I need to finish some trim in the garage. I need to finish some trim in the two bathrooms, and just kind of minor stuff, but stuff that needs to be done. So and so that's going to be that's the spring break week for the kid. We usually go on a trip, but we're gonna hold off again this year. We're gonna maybe try for something over the summer, but yeah, more to come on that, Kyle. I'll keep you posted. But I think that's going to do it for me, unless anybody's got anything else they want to throw at me. Yeah, I'm out of notes, so I'm out of things to say. My throat's getting raw. I need to go get a drink. But okay, well, I think we're gonna call that a wrap, guys. But thanks for joining. Thanks for being patient on the live stream thing too. It was I don't know. I'm still working on it. Yeah, that's and Darren just commented to the in regards to the sports shows in Kansas City, and that was the talk there too. I know they said last year they had snow on Friday, so it kind of, I think it kind of knocked it down the entire weekend because they had a pretty good amount of snow on Friday, and then all right, hey, hope to see you out at Truman this spring. So maybe bump into you. So all right, be good. But yeah, they said the show in Kansas City last year was down a bit, and uh, I think there's one over in Overland Park later on uh, next month too. That I don't know if that's a new one or not, but they said it's not been going well either. But all right. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna call it. So y'all have a nice evening. I gotta run to the store before I go to bed. So we will catch up next time. And oh, you know what? I didn't even say this. Uh, so I've been in contact with a or not a conservation. I've been in contact with a fisheries biologist of an unnamed state that we're going to try to do a live a live interview podcast thing with him, um, and so I'm looking at maybe about a month or so out. Still got to get some logistics figured out for that, but um, if you guys have, and if any of you follow me on Facebook or anything, I've been kind of throwing out a poll about, hey, if you had a chance to sit down with a fisheries biologist for a cup of coffee, uh, what would you ask them? Just a casual conversation. So, well, what would you ask a fisheries biologist if you had the chance? And in a very polite way. I know some of the responses I've gotten have been like, why don't they fix that lake? Well, that's not productive. um, it's more about kind of maybe helping understand what their role is in as far as fish populations and what their take is on like live scope and forward-facing sonar technologies. If because it's kind of a always a topic of discussion. Well, live scope's going to ruin the fishery. There's not going to be any fish left for anybody else, and all that. So, um, I am in the process of putting that together. So, I will give you guys plenty of warning when I schedule that. So, and hopefully I'll have my live scope or my live stream game in a little better condition by then. So, uh, anyway, that's what I got for now. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm going to sign off. Yeah, y'all have a good night.